I didn't plan on filming right now, but it's the only way I can keep people away from me when I don't have a cigarette. Oh, when I finish my cigarette, I need another method to keep people from monging me. In my community timeline thing there, I just posted a link to Charles Carroll. He's currently doing a live stream. Charles is like the OG of the sort of schizo genre that I and some of my peers find ourselves in. It's it crosses over with the truth genre. Some people would, I guess, call what we do kind of truth, but to me, truth is like fucking Alex Jones or any of these kind of patriot channels that, QAnon style, where they'll go to a certain point. They'll reveal the safe truths or what they can. In the schizo genre, we go all the way with everything, like 10 more steps past what people think the actual real truth is, because it's always more steps beyond it. And Charles today, I noticed he was kind of backing off the race thing. People were asking him like about what's going on in the UK with these knife crimes, with these black students going into schools, these migrants, and knifing kids. Now, right off, I think that seems like, to me anyway, it feels like a psyop. Like it's kind of specific. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't do this, and I'm not saying they don't do this, because a lot of them, from that background. But it feels like a psyop. What he took he took a parachute out of there, and I think it's because, as much as I enjoy Charles, he still does have sort of a career in entertainment. He's had a show on Adult Swim. He's has a new season of that show coming up. It's not on Adult Swim, but he uses still works with a lot of those people, Hollywood people and people in the business and the industry. So he can only go. His hands are tied to a certain degree. He can't go where some of us go. But the thing is, with some of us, you won't ever hear or see some of us, we're never going to be able to build any sort of audience like that is substantial. It's just not possible, so he was taking the old, well, all people are bad thing, and it's a little bit disingenuous. It's like, I don't know, Charles, like he was like, oh, you shouldn't relax around any strangers. Really, buddy? Like, if I'm walking up a street and on one side is a gang of Dalmatians and the other side coming up the street is a gang of pit bulls, which side of the street should I try? You know what I mean? But it's not fucking, yeah, but I get it. He still has some kind of career in entertainment. But it sucks to see, but then of course, what is he gonna say? Of course he's not gonna go there. He goes into a lot of other interesting places though. And it wouldn't usually bother me because I know, but he has this propensity to always say, I'm the only one saying it. No one has the balls to say this stuff. It's like, yeah, I have the balls to say it. Fucking Bates Commodore has the balls to say it. The doctor says it, and the doctor is a black. But it's like, the thing is, he doesn't probably know we exist, because how would he? No one, not a lot of people are going to know we exist. And it's always going to be that way. Now, no one's saying anything, no one's revealing the things he's revealing on his level, but then it's like, well, he's being allowed to reveal these things. Absolutely. I mean, he's not some guy that comes out of his basement or picks up his phone and walks down the street like me, or like some of the other guys in this genre. He does put out a lot of interesting stuff though, and he has a lot of stuff to say, and even though he keeps saying he's the only one saying this stuff, he's not. But I would say he's the one that's been talking about this stuff the longest, because he was on Twitch like 10 years ago saying a lot of this type of stuff about spiritual warfare and Satanism and the freaks at the top of the pyramid. But there are places he can't go. He does allude to the JQ sometimes and get too deep into it, because again, he can't. And the race thing, he absolutely just took a parachute out of it. Like, no, all people are bad. It's like, Whatever, I understand. You should stop saying I'm the only one with the balls to say this stuff if you don't have the balls to say it. Speaking of the doctor, I haven't seen him. Like, I haven't seen him coming up with stuff in my feed at all. Hope he's alright. I have to go check on him. Sometimes when I don't see one of our small community here for a while, I have to go and see if they got banned yet, because the ban's coming for all of us. It's a matter of time. I know with this new administration and the more freedom of speech stuff that you got going on with Elon Musk, and people think, oh, we're more free to say things now, and indeed it seems like you are, especially if you've been to Twitter. Twitter's like the new 4chan now, or X, whatever you call it. But to me, this is just a stick your neck out time, which is what the first Trump administration was. When he got in power, people who never said anything politically before, they came out of the woodwork to support him. When he left power, they went and picked up all those people, or they jailed them, or they went after them, or they sued them. They marked who was coming out with these ideas, you know, with these to support Trump, or who had these anti-them ideas. So now we're in another. So now there's just another roundup of people like us, you know, like who will. You know, they want us to feel like we can say anything, right? So when we do say something during this period, thinking, oh, we can say what we want. Once Trump is out, which is probably the very next time, then they're going to do another round with the bans. They want you to stick your neck out, you know. So if you support Trump, when he goes out of power, they come after you, you know. Even private citizens, because they did it last time. So this is just another round of seeing who they can get. Because they don't want anyone around that's going to oppose them or try to put nasty ideas out there in the ether. That's why people like us and creators like me, we don't, you know, we're kept at a very low engagement. And there is crossover. I'd say what I kind of do here could cross. I mean, it crosses over into the regular truth channels and whatever spiritual stuff. Like Jesus is Luke Skywalker. I don't think I wouldn't consider him a schizo channel, but he's definitely pseudo truth. You know what, his style of video is definitely schizoed out. So maybe he's in the schizo. And I say that, of course, with all affection. The doctor, getting back to him, he's definitely schizo genre. Just the way he shoots his videos. Schizo is kind of like glam rock. It's like a style and a look aesthetic and a content aesthetic. You know, glam rock over the years has always been thought of as something not having any inherent context to it musically. It does. It's about chicks, you know, and fucking boogieing. And it's also a look, and it's also, you know, so it can cross over into other things too. You know, like you get someone like Mark Bolan. He did some shit that was fucking almost rockabilly in the early folk stuff he did too. So it's like it's a combination of things. It's kind of hard to define, but you know it when you see it. But will any of us get banned for this round? I don't know. It just depends on what we say. But then there are people like the Freds and New Age Designs who don't do schizo content, but they definitely are one of us, you know. So it's like, it's a big umbrella. It's a bigger umbrella than you might think. I would definitely put Charles Carroll in there. It's just that, I mean, you know, he's a controlled guy, so you're only going to get so much of it. But the controlled guys still have some good shit. Like, I was a big Owen Benjamin fan. He had a lot of good shit. He's very controlled, but he does drop a lot of truth. And the thing is, I mean, you can't write the controlled guys off completely. I always have that joke, that saying that 50K I walk away. And now it's getting lower and lower. Now it's like 10K I walk away. If they get 10K subs, I'm not listening to them. But no, it's worth it to, like, I learned a lot from, not really learned, I just picked up, words were triggered in my mind that made me think of the information I already had. found information from Quantum of Conscience. You know, he rattled my brain a little bit to think about things I wouldn't have otherwise thought of. So, and he's a McKinley, you know, as in President McKinley. So a lot of these guys that are controlled, and anyone with any kind of substantial audience is controlled. Absolutely. There's no way around that. Uncorrupted Truth, who is from Honolulu. He's currently on Big Island now, though. He has fucking people physically coming after him here, ruining his P.O. box, some of his personal stuff. We're getting trashed. There's another guy here, Hungry Hawaiian, who's got his place firebombed because of what he was putting online. He's basically a comedy channel, but there was some truths being revealed over there, so you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. I like to think I'm kind of smart about it in the sense that I'll put out like a 30-minute video, and there's only really 5 minutes of stuff that can get me in trouble, but it's weaved in there in a way that no one's gonna sit through the whole thing and watch it. Yeah, although there is, you know, I mean, watch it if you're looking for stuff, you know. But I would say I know there are people that have, you know, earmarked my channel for agencies. I know that for a fact. I picked them up after what I do a video on. It was about the organ trade. That is one of the things that goes on here, as well as the people moving trade. I don't discuss it much because I have to live here, but I know the ins and outs of it, and I know stuff about it that I could never say on here, and I don't know who I would say to anyway. What are you gonna do? You gotta go to the cops? They're doing it, you know. It's like, in my opinion. So it's like when I did a video about how I believed, in my opinion, that a lot of homeless are being put into vans. Well, they were being put into vans, but they weren't being taken to a shelter. They were actually going into the trade, you know. And for a guy that usually gets 24 views a video, this one got like 1,500 or something like that. A lot. And since then, I've always had a certain amount of people that show up here no matter what. And I know that kind of earmarks me to be looked at. I've confirmed it in my own mind through other means, you know. Yeah, whatever though. They think I'm not doing anything. I'm not a threat to them, you know. I'm just, and it's not like not like a lot of people listen to me. So it's like, I mean, I really appreciate those of you guys that show up and share your stuff too, and pass along information to each other. But we're in a bubble, you know. We're in our own little ghettoized area here that we're not, you know, we're not allowed to step out of, which is fine. I mean, I've said this the other day, it's like if you want to do this kind of stuff on YouTube, you're not going to be on YouTube. I mean, you're going to be, but not, you know, you're never going to be monetized. Unless you're controlled. And that's fine, you know, this is how it is. We don't do it for that reason. If I want to do that, I'd start a new channel and talk about fucking man baby shit that I'm into. Talk about fucking cartoons with 50-year-olds, you know. I'm, you know, I can't get away from that stuff too. I've been infantilized to some degree when it comes to that stuff. And yeah, I could discuss it with people, and I do once in a while, but I couldn't see dedicating that much time to it. Because as you're dedicating time to that, kids are being drained of their blood. Money's moving from the poor to the rich. More controls. And more just civilians that will do anything they say. Complicit either in their silence or their willful, you know, participation in whatever they want to have happen, or whatever you want to have, whatever direction they want society to move in. There's plenty of people out here willing to go into the paint for them. And that's where you get into the idea that they're not in control of their own actions, that they're system tools. You know, it's beyond the NPC thing. I mean, it's literal. It's literal. Nice day out here. I like to look around sometimes. One thing I noticed, like, I'm always looking up at the sky. I'm always looking up at tops of buildings. You know, and I notice a lot of things like cameras and all kinds of weird shit on top of the buildings. And you know, the thing is though, there's cameras everywhere. But if Diversity pulls out machine guns on fucking on Kalakaua, they don't have any footage of it. The only footage they have is shot by a civilian using a russet potato to fucking film it. If I didn't know how people looked, or I didn't see the pants down around the fucking knees and the hoodies and everything, I would never, you wouldn't know what the fuck they were. I know what to look for, because I'm honest about it, but they can't highlight that. That thing went away. Nothing else happened. You didn't hear anything else. They got one guy who was a Pacific Islander. You know, if I had to guess, I wouldn't have guessed there was a Pacific Islander involved in that. None of them look like that. You could see the skin, you know. It was like, but whether he's a patsy or just whatever, they just found this one Pacific Islander. It's like, oh, we got him out of the 12 guys that were involved, and it was just, all right, that's it. You know, the fucking public is safe, and that was it. Never mind that they waited 4 days to even acknowledge it happened, and those guys were still at large, armed, who could just come back and start fighting again the next night. And I mean, that's a tragedy waiting to happen. It's the most populous area in this whole area is Kalakaua, but it's also the street that generates all the money for all the islands. It's the Golden Goose, so they're afraid to give it a bad rap. I think they were just going to hide it forever. It got out somehow, so they had to reveal it. Oh, we were just, you know, investigation. We want to make sure we, you know, we didn't ruin the investigation by coming out too early. It's a, you know, guys, that kind of shit, you know. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? Yeah, I was saying last night in Schizo Garage, they're destroying this civilization the same way they did to the ancient Egyptians, the same way they did to Rome, the same method. You take a thriving society and you add an X factor to it that just they can't live together. They can't live together in harmony. One side just doesn't jive, you know, with the other side. Not saying anybody's good or bad, whatever. It's going to destroy the fabric of the society they have, and that's what they're doing now. And it has to come down. You know, it sucks because like I report on it and talk about it. Honestly, I really actually do say these things, Charles. I do have the balls to say it. You're the one that doesn't. Well, I'm mad at Charles. That shouldn't be mad at Charles. But it just irks me sometimes when I see people trying to claim their things that are not, you know, and say they're so brave and then won't, and then refuse to touch some of the more touchy problems. No one wants to touch it. You think I want to fucking talk about it? No. I know everybody hides from it, but it's one of the most pressing things happening. Yeah, whatever. What are you gonna do? Shit, I mean, I'd love to come on here and talk about cartoons. And fucking funny books. Speaking of funny books, Iggy Pop, if you like comics, that guy's fucking channel, I love him. He's always like, I used to do everything in one take. I saw a guy making a big deal about that today on his channel. I'm doing this all in one take. It's like, dude, I did one take for fucking 3 years. It's like I only started breaking them up recently just so the quality would be better. Because a lot of times, you know, you get a bit of a brain fart. And I didn't even like 30 seconds of silence. I was like, yeah, I'd be putting memes on the screen and stuff. But yeah, oh boy, I forget what even kind of channel it was. It wasn't one I normally watch. But he was like, I'm doing this all in one. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, people do edit their shit a lot. You know, there's not a lot of one-take people out there. It was never anything I really prided myself on, or just something I did, you know. And I think for doing them in little segments like this, I mean, I'm not going to take you in the target with me. People get real nervous when you're filming inside a place like that, and I don't even know if you can or you're allowed to. I see toy channels do it all the time, but, you know, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it all has to come down. This all has to be destroyed to put into motion what the next thing that has to happen happens. So we're in a weird position. But I guess those of us that do this kind of stuff, it's just more to like comfort each other. Like, look at this. I know this is fucked up, but that's fucked up. And look at these fucking morons. And just to help you get through it, you know. It helps me get through it. It's like therapy in a way, you know. And it will not end. You know, I'm gonna be here almost every day. I've been skipping a couple of days lately just because it's been hot out, but you know, for the most part, I try to get 5 in a week. I'm not as militant as I used to be about it. I used to like make sure I had at least one, and then I try to get another one done. I don't know. I was on the 7-0 though, so maybe that had no. 7-0 made me more lazy. I wanted to do less on 7-0. I just wanted to sit around the house, you know, and do nothing. All right, well that's it. I think we covered everything for now, anyway. As always, if anything interesting happens, I always have my phone in my pocket. It's just, that's all I am, just some dude with a phone in his pocket. I tell everybody to do this kind of shit. Especially because they don't want you doing this type of shit, as we discussed earlier. But we find each other, you know. You always find those who you know you've got to pick something up from. I know, because I'm always led to people that I pick stuff up from that have like fucking 10 subscribers. And then I'll be there like, you know, watching, like, cleaning things, you know. Cleaning the cube. You know, a bit too much fucking cube cleaning going on these days, but you know how it is. Till next time, thanks for dropping in. And don't blame the teacher, blame the school. Nia's helping me with the Batmobile. I got him. This is the second time he's flipped over in this area. No, I'm filming it. Just for now. We'll switch in a minute. I just want to get a little... Nice! Nice! And he's right side... Oh, he didn't land right side up. You got him?
Yeah. I wish the street was like this side. Yeah.
There's a lot of power in that thing now. Wow. Do you want to try filming? And I'll
Yeah.
Here. You take this. It's already going, so don't worry about it. I'm gonna let this fucking thing run. You're on the Chia?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you took your job seriously.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, and you landed right side up.
It did. Oh, wow, it did.
Yeah, you did.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, not that time. Spinning out. We're not.